Well, oh yeah, you got one hand out here.
Yeah.
We can only fit 3 people on screen at a time. You have the voice of Brian here. You got Thomas.
The handsome face. Thomas, man.
And then you got 2 members from our design team. You got Mike Stagnita and Mikhail.
Hello.
So these 2 guys have been working a lot with leaderboards to give you guys cool stuff day one. And we thought we got our education stream, so how about they educate us on what to do with leaderboards? How do we make a leaderboards game from scratch? So,
yeah, cool.
How do we do it?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be releasing a starter kit level with the leaderboards pack.
That's right. Yeah.
And I figured we would rebuild that. It shows like a really simple way of how to add leaderboards to your level. And how you can use them, how to post score, how to read that.
So the starter kit pack that's coming out, Day Leaderboards comes out, that's like mainly showing you here's how you might set up a score-based game, here's how you might set up a time-based game.
Right, keeping it like super simple without anything complicated.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Super helpful for everybody.
So,
So we're gonna do a simple kind of goblin game where you defeat goblins and get points, and then at the end you can kind of see where you rank amongst your peers.
Yeah, so for right now, we'll place our goblin that we're going to want to fight, and we'll make him a template.
Cool.
Because then we are going to spawn him from something, and I'm going to use this chest.
And we have not announced Leaderboards release date yet. Our release date is when it's ready. So once we have a firmed up release date, I mean, we want to get it right. So once we have a firmed up release date, we'll let you know. But it's a matter of few weeks away.
Yeah, it should be pretty soon. We're just kind of ironing out all the small kinks and bugs. Just kind of like in that home stretch.
Exactly.
Me and Mike were kind of like the guinea pigs about like regarding testing the leaderboards, make sure everything works 100%. So
that's right. You guys found a lot of like usability things that really helped us make this better for the user.
A very interesting pack to work on because it's not just like content. It's it goes to the backbone, like the engineering and UI people, and we all kind of have to get together and make stuff happen. So
yeah. So the first thing we're going to want to do is to have some notion of score. So for us, we're going to be killing these goblins. As we kill them, we want them to increment some kind of score variable. So I'm just going to add a simple line to the brain that just checks when they're dead, and then increment a global score variable. There we go. We want started to, otherwise it's going to fire every frame after.
Right.
Your score will be highly inflated.
Right. Once you're dead, then your score like bazingas up.
Yeah. So
that's what I want to actually take off started to when I filter by my gamer tag, so I can for my own personal score. Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry. The keyboard's very far away.
Yeah, it's really cool because like when you choose what to upload to the leaderboard, it can be any like number variables. So it could be like 5, and everyone will have 5. But most regular people will have like a variable which you keep track of and increment or decrement.
Mm-hmm.
What is this game? Why is everybody getting 5?
Everyone gets 100.
Yeah.
So now every time we kill a goblin, we're gonna get 100 points.
Cool.
So it's pretty simple. This is not really getting into too much of the leaderboard stuff yet.
Yeah, still gameplay stuff.
Still gameplay. So I'm also going to grab a logic cube.
I can see if. Let's see if I can reach the keyboard.
Yeah,
so that like
I'll ask you to
type
some stuff.
Okay. Oh, it's not going to be on the counter now either, so it won't be like this loud clacking.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to just throw this logic cube down somewhere. And this is basically where we're going to host all of our score and how we're going to display the leaderboards. So now that every time we're killing a goblin, we'll be incrementing our score. We need somewhere to post it or somewhere to keep track of it.
Right.
So here we're going to say whenever our global score is changed, we're going to post that score.
Right.
So
and that's like the key of leaderboards is posting scores. Posting a score means your score has now been transferred onto leaderboards.
Yeah, because unless you use that line, it's not there. So,
right.
Yeah, as soon as you use that line, boom, you're in the leaderboards.
Yep, it's the tile that communicates to like our services and pushes the score out.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm going to use changed.
And we mentioned last stream, yes, we did build in protections where you can't DDoS us by.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna get them every frame. Post 100 scores.
All right, so it's in world properties.
yes. So all of the leaderboard tiles will be in world properties. There's also some new tiles that we're getting as well called as time, and that'll allow you to convert like score or any number to a time format, which
is awesome.
Cover later.
Yeah.
It's like a little bonus to the leaderboard pack.
So other than that, post score and the other leaderboard scores are going to be in world properties.
Cool. And also, how often do the postal scores refresh? I think right now it's 30 seconds. It's about every 30 seconds.
I think so. It's 30 seconds, I believe, from other people's scores, but your score will update. As long as you're playing, your score will update like automatically.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All the time.
I believe we also like cache things. So like if you try to post too fast, when you exit the level, it'll read all that data and then update the leaderboard accordingly.
Yeah. So.
When you're looking on the UGC screen, though, I believe that UGC screen is like everything. It loads up everything within the past 30 seconds. I think that's like the UGC screen is something like that.
Sounds about right.
Now this.
Yeah.
So this is some new like tech that we have. As we use a leaderboards tile, if we haven't changed the leaderboard setting in our world properties, it'll ask you to set up your leaderboards. And you can say, do this later, then you just have to remember to do it after messing with the brain, or we can hit set up leaderboard right now. So this will bring us to our world properties menu. And this is the only menu you need to go to kind of set up how your leaderboards are going to behave.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just the world properties all the way at the bottom, leaderboards.
Yep.
So and I can show you where it is, how to get to there normally as well. So, but right now we default to no leaderboards. So if you're just making a new level, you won't see any leaderboards in the UGC screen. Your leaderboards tab will be blank. There'll be nothing there. We have 4 different types. We have high score, low score, fastest time, and longest time. So depending on the game you want to make, you can choose one of these. And then you'll also notice that the time leaderboard types will also bring up these 3 options. So time style is how we're going to display our time, and that's either with like the colons between like days, hours, minutes, seconds, as you would see like on a digital clock, or we have a
like the little
so like a stopwatch,
right?
Racing style.
Racing style.
You call it, right?
Yep.
Racing style.
So we're not going to worry about this too much right now. We can come back here later when we talk about time. But for right now, we're just going to use high score.
Yeah.
And then post score type, that's another important one, right?
Yes. So post score, if better, if you post a score and it's not better than that player's best score on the leaderboard, it will not post it. Each player can only have 1 entry on the leaderboard, so you won't be able to make games that have like where you can have multiple entries for a single person. So
and then you can also change it to always.
So
even if your score is much worse than last time, it's still going to replace your previous score.
So probably the majority of the games are going to use if better, but there's
probably some
very interesting gameplay possibilities if someone uses always.
Yeah,
right.
Always sounds really interesting when you can do that.
Very risk reward.
Question in chat: what's the longest time the leaderboards will support? Currently, it's up to 25 days. After that, issues may arise. So your leaderboards can basically, if you continue to play a game for 25 days, you might hit bugs after that.
Yeah, the score, when you post your score for time, you post it in seconds, and then the game converts to hours or days or whatever you want it to.
Yeah.
I would actually love to see that someone make a game that
you have to be in for 25 plus days.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Yeah,
like a survival game.
That'd
be so sweet.
It'd be so funny to do. Like you have dance competitions of like how long can you dance? It's like game competitions. How long can you stay in this game?
Oh man.
Yeah, but so that's we actually do have that backlog to even go above 25 days. But currently the limit will be 25 days. That's the longest amount of time that can be stored.
Cool, and you can also have negative scores.
Oh yeah,
leaderboard.
That's right.
That's right. Math.
So leaderboard name. Leaderboard name. Basically, you won't see any effects for leaderboard name in your current level, but out on the UGC screen, or when you load into the level that has a leaderboard, we display like the top 10 scores for that level, and then the leaderboard name will be whatever you put in here.
Yep. So you want me to? What name do you want me to type in there?
So we can just say like best Goblin Crushers.
Best Goblin Crusher.
You
Awesome.
can put all your cool flavor text in here.
Yeah. So now, if people play this level, the leaderboard will say best Goblin Crusher on the top, and you can see the best scores.
Awesome.
So, anyways, when we back out of that menu, after we've been like linked to it through code, it'll bring us right back to the brain editor.
Sweet.
So it's super convenient.
Very handy.
So now back to our line of code that we're writing. Whenever our score is changed, we're going to post the score. You can, if you're making multiplayer games, you can add like player 1, player 2, player 3.
Okay, so player 1, post score, global score, player 1. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So if you don't put anything, it'll try to use whatever player is assigned to the object first.
Okay.
And then if it's all players, I think it posts it for whatever the first one is. So I think it automatically posts for player 1. So we only have one player game, so I'm not going to bother.
But yeah, so if you want to do crazy player stuff, remember to toggle that little player thing in the object.
Yeah, which I can show.
Yeah.
So,
or you can just do it through code, right? You can just say player.
yeah, you can just say player 1 post score.
Yeah, so it's kind of
if you don't want to.
either way.
Right. So I'm actually going to go ahead and change our guy to player 1.
Sweet. Also, back to community question: what happens when you post a score every frame? Like Mikhail and Mike were saying earlier, we cache that number, so it should be whenever you exit, then whatever the last frame was, that's the score that is posted on the leaderboards.
Yeah. So when you are playing a game with leaderboards, we have the top 10 entries like cached, plus whoever's in like the current session.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're just playing by yourself, it'll have the top 10 entries plus you. Mm-hmm. Or if you're playing like leaderboards, we'll have up to 4 players who are playing like on Xbox.
Got it.
And those scores will update like automatically, and those don't wait the 30 seconds. But because we know where you're going to be, but then it'll send every 30 seconds out to like everyone else. So if someone else is looking at the leaderboards outside, it'll refresh like every 30 seconds.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it's generally not too big of a deal. Shouldn't slow too much down.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now we have when our goblins die, they increment a score, and then they post score, but we need to be able to see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to do this, you can just say display, and then go back to world properties, and then leaderboard high score is our new tile.
Okay.
It's like a collection of data about a single person's score. So this will be, if I say player 1, leaderboard high score, it'll take the gamer tag of whoever is signed in as player 1 and look up their best score.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they don't have one, it'll grab the next person who's in the list. So like if we're both playing, it'll grab your score then. And then if none of us have scores, I believe it grabs whatever the top score is on the leaderboard.
So the cool thing is, like, while you're playing, you can display UI in your game showing like the top 5 scores, and in real time you can actually show you gaining on those scores.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we're going to display our first player's leaderboard high score, and if we don't do anything else, and we play our game, actually,
did you do the spawner?
I want to display it.
Oh yeah, you're not spawning goblins yet.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
I am.
Oh, you are?
Oh, you are.
I've already done that.
Oh, I missed that.
That's the first thing I did.
Oh, okay.
That's why this guy's driving, and that.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah.
I totally
so we're
missed
just
that.
gonna display this at the top of the screen. So.
Largest safe number you can post leaderboards. We've gone up to the billions, and those display okay. I'm not sure about that.
That is spawning way too quickly. Let's make that. It's more than
every 2 seconds or something.
Yeah. Two. So. Our magical treasure chest of goblins. So you can see now that I have a score, we're displaying. If you just display the leaderboard high score, it'll display your rank, followed by your gamer pick, followed by your gamer tag, and then your best
that's
score.
cool.
Right. So that's just by default. We give you all the data, which is kind of what we figure players would want to see.
Right.
Without any crazy granularity. But we do have, when Mike goes back to the code, like you can specifically call either like the rank or the gamer tag or the gamer pick.
I'm gonna make that bigger too because it's kind of hard to see.
Extra large font. Yeah, I'm pretty excited actually about like the gamer pick because it's cool to just kind of see players represented in your game by like their actual.
Unfortunately, my gamer pick, I don't have one because this is my internal test account. So,
so this is another thing. When you go to test your world, we have like some like test data.
Oh, so if you haven't published it yet, it's going to say like test player 1, test player 2, test player 3, and then now I've posted a higher score than all the test players who have 0.
So as soon as you kill the first goblin, that's when the post score went off, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So right now we set up our code to post our score whenever it's changed, so you can see it updating here as I kill goblins.
But yeah, you can either do that, or you can, for example, wait until until the end condition. Like if he gets hit or if he dies, that's when we'll post the score. So you don't have to post it every single time.
And then also you can choose to post only parts of that data, right?
So that's so if we go to leaderboard modifiers, you can just display the score, just the rank, just the gamer tag, or just the gamer pick. So
and then you can also break those out if you want to. So you can have
so
you could like theoretically display just the 10 gamer pictures.
Right. So you could be like
people.
gamer picture display in the top left of the screen, and then something else in the top right.
Yeah.
So if you know display code already, like this would just kind of you would get in here and you would know what you would be doing. So
yeah, Brian, if you want to type score and then a colon and then space.
Oh wait, hold on. I'll make uppercase.
Capitalize it.
Yep.
Oh, and spell it
Soccer.
right.
Yep. Okay. All right. There we go.
Cool. Thank you. So, and this just works like any of our other string types. You can add it to. You can append it to any other string. So now, if we go in, we'll see score followed by our score. Or right now, it'll be the test players.
You're right.
So once we kill this, we should see 100.
So show them how to display like the top 10, for example.
Yeah, so that's the next thing. So the other thing you're going to want to do is be able to make like result screens for your game. So after you play your game, you post your score and then throw up like the top 10 leaderboard. And that's pretty easy to do, actually. So we're just going to do a simple for each loop, and we're going to go do that 10 times. If you want to give me the number 10.
120. Okay, there we go.
10 times because we want to get the top 10. Yeah.
And then I'm going to copy this line. So we're going to do leaderboard high score, and we're going to add the modifier at index. So what this does is you can ask, like, give me the leaderboard entry at rank 2. And right now, since, as I said earlier, we only cache the top 10 when you're in. When you're in the game, you're only going to be able to find the scores at the indexes between 1 and 10.
Gotcha.
So, using our for loop, we can use a handy trick with it where, I don't know where this tile is, actually.
Which one?
It's kind of embarrassing.
Index?
Current index.
Oh yeah, that is under whatever it's called.
Is it like logic? I think it's logic, right?
Okay, timing and logic.
Yeah, timing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can never remember where that one is for some reason. So, current index will give us how many times we have looped through the for loop. So on the first time through the for loop, it'll be 1 all the way up to whatever number. So for us, that'll be 1. The numbers 1 through 10.
And you can easily just display, instead of leaderboard high score, you can just say display gamer pick at index, and it'll only display those 10 gamer picks, no other score, nothing else.
Yep. So I'm going to put this in the top right.
Yeah, and a question from the community, will there be a way to display gamer picks without activating leaderboards for your game? Yes, but you'll only be able to display your own gamer pick, because if you're not collecting any data, then you can only bring in the gamer pick from the person who's currently playing it.
Right.
If you do have leaderboards, then you can pull in the gamer picks of the top 10 people. If you don't have leaderboards at all, then there's no top 10 people, so there's no data for bringing in other gamer picks.
But you can still bring yourself in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, before you could display someone's gamer tag above them. Now, theoretically, in a game, you can display someone's gamer pick and gamer tag above them, thanks to this.
Yeah, so you can use the leaderboard high score tiles, and then they should still work if you set your, like, for the purposes of displaying gamer tag or gamer pick, they should still work even if you don't have leaderboards set. So, but as you said, yeah, it'll only be for the people who are currently connected. So anyways, so this should print out our top 10 in the upper right, and I think it'll stack correctly.
You have to do, well, we'll show. Go ahead, dude.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's a little offset, but so as you can see, our it's actually upside down. So we want to fix that.
Do HUD
Stack.
HUD stack
Yep.
down, I think, or something like that.
Which is position
Yeah.
stacking,
HUD
and
stack
I want up.
Yeah.
Yep. So this should display correctly now. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, whenever you go into test, as we said, we have the test players that'll fill out our top 10, and that goes 1 through 10. So now, as soon as I get a score that's better than that, it'll automatically update.
Cool.
So, but the cool thing is that we're gonna actually have a brain for you guys that has like a super pretty leaderboard end screen. So
Which
you
I
actually
we showed off because it's in the game.
I think that's
So-
the next thing to show.
Yeah, we're still making like tiny modifications to it, but it's pretty much gonna.
Just
be similar.
let me just kind of comment out, stop these lines from running, and then I'll actually make a copy of this. And
It's just a display leaderboard.
So yeah, in your brain gallery, here I'll type it in.
Yeah.
You're going to have this display leaderboard. Default brain comes with the pack, and go ahead and click on it.
Yeah, get rid of that boolean right now.
Yep. So right now we have a boolean called show leaderboard. And
We might change it up, but it's gonna be pretty much.
Yeah. So there'll be some way of activating this brain. So right now, if you went in and test, you won't see anything. I'm just gonna hook up. I'll just remove the
just
bool,
remove it.
the boolean. So now this just always display, and
just
it'll
do
give you.
activate brain to show them up at the end or something. Because otherwise, it's gonna be on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can just.
I just want to show off.
Yeah,
the,
yeah, perfect.
So if we go to test, this is what our brain will do right now.
Right.
So it'll kind of space out your ranks, your gamer tags, your scores.
Yeah, the cool
on
thing
this
is
kind of
we
nice
actually,
background.
yeah, it's a nice background, and we actually do cool things like we highlight if it's you or not.
Yep.
And then,
So yeah, so it'll highlight any person who's connected their gamer tag. So we're in first place, so that's orange. And then we'll also be adding this leaderboard into a few of our like Dakota levels, like Retro Reborn and stuff for people to play and see how they're like hooked up in there.
And like we said, this is just an example, like what we came up with. I'm sure you guys can come up with a lot, cooler stuff where kind of just do something that fits the theme of your game. So that's like the cool thing about the system is that it's so powerful. If you know how to use display stuff, you can just get it to look like whatever you want.
Yeah,
So-
and so again, this is going to be a default brain that's part of the pack. So you guys can just take it from the brain gallery. Automatically, you're going to have to make that Boolean true that you just show score for this to activate. But once you do that, you can modify this however you want to change up the color scheme, change up how the fonts look, how the ordering is, like the sizes of stuff. Change that however you want.
Another good pack to have would be like the 2D icons pack, for example. Like if you're creating end screens like that, I think it can help a lot.
So we're gonna add. I'm gonna show you how to activate that screen real quick. So we're gonna just check if the player dies. We will turn on that leaderboard. So we'll just select our leaderboard object. Put the show leaderboard bool and set that to true when our player's dead. So now
Get a score of at least 100.
we get a score of at least 100, and then let myself die. This is gonna take forever.
Yeah. No. They would have stacked up on you. You would have. You would have died eventually.
It'll make it so much quicker, though.
Is the leaderboard's entry in an ordered list format?
What do you mean by that?
Can you index through it in an ordered list where index 10 equals 10th place, index 1 equals first place?
Index 1 will always be first place,
Yeah.
and index 7 will always be 10th place.
Okay, so it is an ordered list.
So it is ordered.
Yeah.
So if you want the fifth player, you could specifically say like at index 5.
Yeah.
And at index 5 would be the 5th place person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
interesting.
could make like a little UI screen that shows you like one person, and when we do the at index, you could have like a number variable that you increment or decrement to
Okay.
move through the leaderboard. But as we mentioned earlier, you're only going to get the top 10,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going then your own scores. So
Right now, if you use that leaderboard brain, if you don't make it a top 10, we'll display you at the bottom.
yeah, so I think that should happen right now, right? If I just
Because
die,
you don't have a score.
because
Yeah,
I'll be 0.
yeah, that sounds about right.
So apparently 10 health was still too much.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, it's
well,
because
You're not even in the top 10.
I'll be 1-0.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So.
But if you were like post score negative something.
But you can see that we died, and it popped up the leaderboard. So
Mhm.
it's just as simple as turning on that boolean. There is a quirk with getting ranks for players. So if you are to get a score that's not as good as the top 10 scores, we can't give you a rank.
Right, your rank is default to 11, basically. It's not in the top 10.
Yeah, it'll actually just give you a rank of 0, I believe.
Oh, okay, 0.
So, our little leaderboard shows like a little dash, but it's because since we only cache the top 10 scores. If you get a score that's not as good as that, we don't know where you're going to be until we go out to like the UGC leaderboard
we don't
and
know
are able
while
to.
you're in the session, but outside.
Yeah, because if there's 100 scores, we don't know outside of the top 10 where you're going to place.
Right.
So we don't want to give you false information.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's the scores for the top 10, that's the thing that's brought into the game. Outside of the game, if you go into the UGC loading screen, you'll be able to go through every one of those
Right.
scores that's on there. So if it's thousands, you can page down through the thousands of scores on there, see where you fall in. But in the game itself, since we only cache in the top 10, that's why you'll have that issue if you're outside the top 10.
yeah. So that's what we want to.
Do you want to show
There's
the time
time?
stuff a little bit?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, we recommend. Well, I personally recommend you guys are playing a lot of leaderboards. Use the high score because it's the easiest.
Mm-hmm.
Because with time, it can get a lot more granular, which is pretty cool. Like you can pretty much convert time, track time in different formats. But high score, it's the easiest. It's just one number. So start off with time with a high score, and then switch it to time when you feel comfortable.
So there was the menu we went to earlier, but we shortcut through code.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you normally get there is you come over here to World Properties, and then at the bottom of the World Properties menu is the new leaderboard section, and that'll bring you to the same menu that we were at earlier.
Mm-hmm. And just to reiterate, because I'm seeing more questions in chat, you will only have access to the top 10 scores inside of your game, so you can only do stuff with code inside of your game for the top 10 scores.
Yeah, it's the top 10, and the players are in the session.
Yep, the top 10 and up to 4 players in the session.
Yeah.
Outside of the game, you'll have access to every single score. We had to put a limit on how many scores we brought in-game for you to use.
Yeah, I mean, we can. I guess we could go to the feeds.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was
show
thinking. Maybe at the
Referee Born
very
and
end.
show the leaderboard
Yeah.
screen for that. Like after we go through time to kind of drive that point home. So now fastest time. We're gonna go longest time because this is a game about staying alive against fighting all these goblins. We're gonna keep if better. Best Goblin Crusher might want to change that to most hardy, but we'll ignore that for now. I'm a fan of the colon style, so I'm gonna leave that there.
Non-racing style.
What non-racing style? I guess
Well, we aren't really
sounds
racing,
a little better.
so.
Yeah, that's true.
And then from time and to time. So this is basically how your leaderboard's going to display time in the UGC screen, and when you just display the leaderboard in your level. So the way to think of this is we have the time format that goes days, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, and this is what slice of that format you want to show. So if you have days to seconds, you're gonna get days, hours, minutes, seconds, and you won't get milliseconds. If we say like hours to seconds, you're gonna get hours, minutes, seconds, and so on and so forth.
So like I mentioned, it's very kind of granular. Do what you feel is best for your game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So for us, we're just gonna do minutes and seconds,
Makes sense.
which I imagine most games will probably be, and I believe these will be the defaults when we ship. So now we don't want to increment our score when we kill our goblins. So I'll just turn that bit of code off, and I copy that line, and then over here in our kind of like leaderboard cube that we've been making, we're going to just do, what's the best way to do it? We're showing minutes and seconds, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do countdown, and we're going to loop it, and then we're going to increment 1 to our score every second. So every second that we're live,
Makes sense.
we'll add 1 to our score.
Very elegant way.
So, and then when our scores change, we're going to post score. And then I'm going to bring some of this display code back. So for time, I'm going to get rid of the score. It's still stored in the player score part of the leaderboards. And I think if we display this, it'll automatically display in the time format that we chose.
I believe so.
I think we can test
I
that.
can see if we're wrong or not.
Oh, because I don't. There we go.
But you're not counting milliseconds right now.
I'm not counting milliseconds. It should be minutes, seconds. So I guess it's not formatting. So in order to score is just a number, and in order to display it as like a time, there's now these as time tiles that you can put at the end of any number.
Yes.
So this will also allow you, if you want to make like a fake clock cycle in your game, you can have just a number variable that you're incrementing, and you can say display like 12-hour.
Yeah, you don't even have to have any like the leaderboard prefix modifiers or anything like that, right?
Yeah, you don't.
Do it.
You can just say like, you could just say display like a number as time,
Yeah,
and then
it's like
all the
little
modifiers.
secret bonus to the.
Yeah.
the
Do you want to
web
just quickly
ads.
show off like what the modifiers?
Yeah,
are?
so I was going to get into that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Jumping
it's,
ahead.
it's cool. It's where we're going. It's a nice segue into where we're going. So now there's, after modifiers, there will be as time modifiers. And this is basically similar, the same thing that we saw in the properties menu.
Leaderboards options, yeah.
So you're going to choose like which slice of the clock that you're going to show. And you can also choose like what style. So racing style, by default, it's the colon style. And then you can also display as 12-hour. And I believe this converts from military time to 12-hour. So if you have, if your score is 13 like hours, then it'll display as 1 p.m.
Gotcha.
And you'll have to, I don't think it will work on numbers above 24, so you're going to have to do some bookkeeping on if your clock's like above 24, like reset it to like within the 0 through 24. So, but for us, we just want to display minutes and seconds.
As time in minutes, 2 seconds.
Yep.
Cool.
So it's always your biggest time like value to your smallest. If you could just say it in minutes, and then it would just only display as minutes, but we want both minutes and seconds. So now when we play,
Interesting question. Who does all the tile artwork? We have 2 UI designers on our team, 2 awesome UI designers. So 2 of them make it. Yura and Reagan.
yep.
Yeah, they did an awesome job on the leaderboard pack. Like there was a lot of, some of the info to convey was kind of hard.
It's like
but-
abstract,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like-
very
Yeah.
abstract. Like all the time tiles, like highlighting what time style and things like that. But I think they did a super awesome job.
Yep. So now you can see every second that I'm alive, our score is going up by 1 second, and our display is displaying minutes and time. If we were to wait, it'll eventually say when we hit 60 seconds, it'll go 1 minute, so on and so forth.
Nice.
Are you still
Oh,
going?
yeah,
because you're
you
still
forgot to-
going in real time.
Gotta stop counting time.
Ignore me.
So the thing to remember about that is that the leaderboard options,
Yes.
it's only for like the loading screen and the UGC stuff.
Yep. So if you're going to use our leaderboard brain that we shipped right now, that's assuming you're using the assuming you're using
high score? Okay,
high or low.
So you're going to have to just change the formatting of displaying it so it looks like minutes, seconds.
Yeah,
or
which is
however
why
you
it
want
was
it.
just
a couple times.
40 right there for us.
Right, yeah.
And there's also a little quirk with displaying time for the top 10, so which I'll show you right now, because it's pretty important to know, and it's something that's getting fixed, but the fix is a little risky right now, so we didn't want to ship it just yet. We didn't want to delay the pack for it, since you can just display it in another way.
Gotcha.
So,
I will give you guys the lowdown.
yeah. So back to earlier, we are just displaying the top 10 by doing a for each loop. So for time, I'm gonna steal these tiles. We want. Oh, man. I want to display the score as time, and we're going to steal minutes and seconds again. I guess it's probably faster just to go into the tile picker. So, right now, the bug is that this won't display anything. You won't see anything in here due to the way our language kind of reads this line, and that's getting fixed. So, but for now, in order to display time in your levels, you will have to put parentheses around getting the player score at an index. So it's the specific case. So if you're getting the score at an index, and then wanting to convert that to time, is when this is going to arise.
You just have to isolate the actual index getting.
So this is the parentheses force like an order of operations.
Yeah.
How
okay.
our engine like reads this line. So and then I think this is slated to be fixed for the next update.
Right.
So it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah. Oh look, Raoul. Honestly.
So. So now you can see we're displaying all the times on the right, but our test players have 0 for scores. So
Yeah.
we're just seeing ours that gets posted every
But
second.
they are there, which is super nice, because in the beginning we had there was no test players, and so when me and Mike were testing this, we were like, it's really hard, to make games where you can't see the other players that can be eventually on the leaderboard.
That does
And
make
so the test player stuff and the kind of the dummy time and the dummy high scores, they'll definitely help a lot in just kind of visualizing how it's
Yeah.
going to look.
Yeah. So can you push a score to the test players? So if I want to see my guy increment between I have player 10 who's score 5.
I don't think so.
Okay.
They're just initialized in the beginning.
I know that's something we've talked about. I don't know
Gotcha.
if that's going to come in a future update or where that is on our schedule if we're going to do it.
Cool.
So for now, the trick is get 10 people to play your game, right? And then then
Yeah.
you'll see it
So
in
if we
time.
were to share this and then play it and then edit it, we would get the. I believe we would get the scores that are up.
I think, yeah.
As long as you're editing the one that's been shared.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
So-
you're editing your
Top 10.
shared copy, then you're actually pulling in the data from that leaderboard, from that published
Yeah.
leaderboard.
If someone else were to remix your level, if I make a level with leaderboards and then someone else remixes it and they go to test it, it's a whole new level, so it won't have those leaderboard entries. So they'll need to share
That's
it,
a remix.
get some scores, then they can edit it and see some scores for now.
Yeah.
But
And good question in chat. If you're the first person to play someone's game, it does not show the test players below you. The test players are just for your testing purposes.
Yep.
Test players don't actually, quote unquote, ship with your game.
Yeah, it'll be totally blank if you go play the game from the feed or something like that.
So I believe we can show that by sharing this level and then looking at the leaderboard.
Yeah.
So
Maybe I'm not. Yeah.
Go for it.
Should be
Let's share it.
Yeah, why not?
What do you want me to name it?
Mike's awesome.
our first leaderboards.
Our
I was gonna go with Goblin Crusher.
Goblin Crusher. That's a little.
Crusher.
I like how leaderboards isn't capitalized.
You gotta be consistent.
It was-
Come on.
There was a point to that. I'll
Okay.
just
It's like
pretend there
making
was
me
a point.
Okay. So, ooh, do we have?
Just replace one of those. You can replace Drunk
All
Conquer.
right, cool.
Why don't conquer?
So we'll make visible. And there's also another feature we're going to show you when you save and share. So it won't show up the first time because you don't have
Right.
leaderboards in your level. But now, I believe if we were just to share this again,
Yes.
we're going to overwrite our local save. We'll update our world. And this is all normal for sharing.
Yep.
But now, there's the reset leaderboard screen that shows up. So whenever you reshare your level, you can choose to preserve the scores in your leaderboard, or you can totally reset them.
Yep. And the other important thing is if you have changed your leaderboards, if you say it used to be lowest to highest and now you've changed it highest to lowest, it's going to give you a warning saying this is automatically going to reset your leaderboards because you've changed the scoring, so we have to reset it in order to show scoring properly.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
So, and also, obviously, if you're switching between score and time, like it doesn't make sense to have that score, so we clear it. And we'll give you, I believe there's a warning that pops up telling you that when you go to share. So,
But I think it's super cool that we have this screen because it's up to the creators, to figure out. What
yeah,
because
then
And if
they can kind of patch their game and then say like if the new patch.
Right. If they feel like
stuff,
the
they
patch
can wipe
changes
it.
stuff, then yeah. But if they're like, it's just a small bug fix, they'll just hit preserve and
Yeah.
everyone will stay the same.
Or if they want themselves to stay at the top of the leaderboard, they can just reset it as soon as someone beats them and replay it and get
That's
top again
true,
and then
yes,
reset it every time someone
yes.
beats them again.
There are many ways to mess around with leaderboards like that.
Yeah, if you guys watched the last stream, I believe you guys did, Keith showed off some cool stuff regarding like reading gamer tags and doing.
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could read someone's gamer tag and say just don't post a score. If
post
gamer
0.
tag equals this person's name, post score equals 0. Yeah, there's new trolling things that can happen with this pack. Sure. I like how we brought that up publicly on a stream for everyone to know about. You guys control each other.
Not only now, it's been like 3 streams we brought that
keep
up.
it, like,
Trolling
keep
brings
it,
the community together.
Yeah, keep it friendly trolling.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and end with showing off. Or is there something else you want to show on this level?
That's. I think that's pretty much it. And is there?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we showed off the brain. Showed off time and score. Yeah,
We showed off the time modifiers.
Yeah.
Yep.
How to call the different top 10 scores.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's end with actually showing off kind of what leaderboards look like on a UGC screen.
Someone else want to try?
Oh, wait, Mikhail doesn't know.
No,
roller that well, right?
I can't. It's already saved, right?
Yeah, it's already saved. So if you just exit, we can just go to. I guess we can play Retro Reborn.
Yeah. Well, let's do that.
So here I can type in chat, or not chat, whatever, the search thingy. Our first leaderboard, it's on there.
Oh,
Yay.
Let's go on.
So you'll see there's this new leaderboard tab. No one has posted a score because no one has played our great level yet.
But yet we still keep track of you.
And you'll also see Best Goblin Crusher.
Yeah, so you can also toggle between viewing like the world's top 10 and with your friends, and that you can do that by hitting X.
Yeah.
And you'll also notice that your name, your gamer tag shows up, and it's highlighted orange, and that'll be kind of wherever you are in the leaderboard. So if you're in the top 10, it'll show up there. But you'll always see your name like relative to where it is. So if you're outside of the top 10,
level, and then just
you can just go to.
Yeah, so it's dash right now because this is literally the first time you're technically playing a level because the edit.
I was going to have you play Retro Reborn, but this is cool too.
Let's play the far superior My First Leaderboards world.
Let me defeat a couple goblins.
We need to feature like 10
it's time-based right
smashers
now.
on
So.
this leaderboards day.
You're already number one.
Number 1!
Good job.
Woo! So boom, there you are.
And it pops
Along
up.
with our bug.
Oh yeah, we never stopped it.
We never fixed that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's our first leaderboard.
Work in progress.
So if you exit
go
the
back.
level,
Yeah.
Today's update does not include leaderboard stuff. That is coming in very soon though.
yep. So look at
There
that.
you are.
Look there.
Number
You're
one.
If there were other people on here, you'd see where you like fell on the leaderboards.
Let's go to the Retro Reborn to show like the log.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's look at Retro. Go over to search, and I will type in Retro Reborn.
Because that one is
that one's the level
actually
that
populated.
we've been, yeah,
Yeah.
we've been testing it
So,
for a while.
B2.
Yeah.
So you can see, I guess. So right now,
My place is 13.
Yeah.
Out of, and by the way, if people are wondering why gamer tags aren't showing, it's actually an internal build issue. All gamer tags will populate
Yeah.
in here.
so if you actually go to the next page by hitting red bumper, you'll see that you're actually showing
Yeah, so now
the correct
you're at
place.
number
Yep.
13 right
So-
before you're at the bottom.
And I'm at number 2.
But no matter, the cool thing is, no matter... Boo! The cool thing is, no matter what page you're looking at, like, you always see yourself on there
Yeah.
somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, if you're at 100, it'll show 13 at the top of the list,
Gotcha.
showing you that
Yep.
like you're earlier in the leaderboards.
And I don't have any friends, so if you go to friends, it'll just be
Friendless. That's
me. Yeah, I'm a friendless guy.
That's sad.
Yeah. And
It's like
then, and
the
then
couple way to
when we play the level...
Yeah, let's see if you can beat my score of 2,000 at least.
The cool thing is we see the leaderboard right here, right up in your face.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
On that loading screen, you're only going to see the top 10 plus you.
Yeah.
It's in the UGC screen that you see everything.
Yep.
Yep.
Still, it's a nice feature, you know,
For,
to motivate you.
Yeah, for multiplayer, it'll show you the same thing. The top 10
Right.
plus whoever.
Isn't this
It'll be
session?
different for every person. It's not whoever's in the session.
Oh,
so
it'll just be
if I'm playing,
for
it'll
you.
only display me. But if you're on your screen, you'll see your gamer tag.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, so we're gonna update a couple games like Retro Reborn, Rodent Rage.
I forgot about Rodent
Super-
Rage until you guys were updating it and I realized,
That's
oh
right.
yeah,
It's coming
Rodent
back.
Rage.
It's actually really fun with leaderboards now.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it was fun before. You know.
There's also
But now you gotta try to beat.
Hey, you beat my score already.
That's right.
there's also
One.
Anti-Smasher.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah,
Will be
get it
fastest
in
time.
as
thought it
fastest
was
time or as few minutes.
fewest
We did fastest time because we wanted to show off like both
Got it.
styles of
Timing.
leaderboard.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's some place that people can go and look
Yeah.
at the specific code.
So when you guys get your hands on this pack, if you're still not sure, just kind of open up one of the Team Dakota levels that has leaderboards,
Yeah.
like Retro Reborn. Or
And if
Anti-Smasher.
all the cubes are named that we've, like if you go in and turn on show object names in the world properties, not world properties, in your game options menu, you'll see something one of them is called leaderboards, and it's like a blue logic cube.
Right.
It's in all levels, most of the logics there, but it basically displays the screen.
Yeah. So now
Sweet.
you're
So we're
number
now
10, legit
we're
number
10th place.
10th
All right,
place.
you jumped me up
You're
3.
moving up in the world.
Yeah, I know.
So
And this is essentially the brain that we showed off, the leaderboard
Yep.
display brain.
Yep.
So
it's fully customizable. If you guys don't like that little trophy icon, you can move it anywhere you want.
Yep. So cool.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, working on this pack has been super exciting, kind of getting all the disciplines together, from, designers to the engineers to the UI people, the artists, so it's super awesome.
Yeah, and the last thing we haven't shown off, which we'll show off on Thursday, is all the content coming with this pack. There are going to be props and such that are coming with this pack, so we haven't really include you in on that, except besides for, I think we have the marketing image out, so you guys can kind of see, get a hint from there. But we'll show that off on Thursday. Today was mainly just explaining all of the features of leaderboards. If anyone's confused after watching this, I like how I'm talking to the camera and no one can see me.
Ominous voice.
Yeah, but if anyone wants us to specifically build a type of leaderboards game, you're still confused about leaderboards, let us know. We want to do a final tutorial next week on leaderboards.
Yep.
I would love to see, once this pack hits the marketplace for people to integrate it into X-Zero games like that. That would be my dream, playing that game with leaderboards, with legit leaderboards.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yes, take note, creators of X-Zero. That would be the best ever. Also, take
That's
note,
fine, right?
charging my laser with Invasion 2. That would be
Invasion 2.
amazing
Yeah,
with
pretty
leaderboards.
Amazing. Yep.
Basically, take note, everybody who's ever put scores in their game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, even if you've made a movie, I was thinking about this. You could make leaderboards for your movie of who has watched your movie the longest. So basically, you incentivize people to watch your movie till the end. So if someone leaves your movie, they're not going to get on leaderboards. If they stick through the end, then.
But also, you'll know who left your game, who viewed your movie.
That's true. And you can message them and say, "Hey, why don't you like my movie?"
Or you could code in your level to exclude them from any future leaderboard entries or anything like that.
Oh yeah, you can say if their score is below this, score
You're
equals
adding
0.
to my
Yeah, you can only post. Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah.
post all the time.
That's
So
right.
it's up to you. It's
Yeah,
just another
that's true.
code.
It's
thing.
very
That's what I do
consistent.
like, how you can control when it gets posted or not. So maybe somebody
Yeah,
has like
exactly.
finished the game in order to even get a score on the
Yep.
leaderboard or whatever. So it's perfect.
Cool.
Michael Bay still won't have anyone watch his movies till the end. All right, we'll end on that.
That's a good note.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody. We'll be back again on Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys learned some cool things.
Yep, I know I did.
and thanks, Mikhail and Stag, for joining us.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Everybody's
See you, community.
clapping right now.
See you, community.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
I love you all.
Create your game as you play? Any Spark can do it. Spark, activate the portals.